by.
In this case, I'm on a terrace in France where I was once living in the city of Lyon in a snowstorm, and I said, what if I shoot down, and what if I get lucky and a red car comes through? This is the result.
Táto fotografia spadá do kategórie, že čo ak, a nafotil ju vo francúzsku Lyone z terasy svojho bytu, kde kedysi žil, a povedal si, čo ak by som fotil smerom dole z terasy, a čo ak by náhodou prišlo do záberu červené auto.
This is just really and truly lucky in this respect. Not lucky for any other reason than having a Nikon D500, which has a frame rate of about 11 frames per second.
Tu mal šťastie s tým, že používal fotoaparát Nikon D500, ktorý dokáže snímať 11 záberov za sekundu.
This girl doesn't like her smile. She thinks she has not so nice teeth. So she begins to smile, and as she does, her hand comes up to block her smile. And because I have a camera that goes, brr, brr, I get the shot.
Toto dievča nemalo rado svoj úsmev asi preto, že sa jej nepáčili zuby, a takže v momente, ako ju začal snímať, dvihla automaticky podvedomé ruku a dala si ju pred ústa, a v tej chvíli Bryan robil tú ratata, neviem to tak zopakovať, a práve vtedy mu vyšiel ten záber.
This is a case of believing what I say, which is you keep shooting. Just brrr, brrr, brrr.
Tu na platí to jeho povestné you keep shooting, to znamená pokračuj v tom, aby si fotil aj stále.
You also have to be open-minded. What I mean by that is, this is in Amsterdam, these are two bicycles. I put those flowers there.
Musíte byť často otvorení pomoci záberom. Toto je záber z Amsterdamu, 2 bicykle, a priznávam na rovinu, že tieto kvety som kúpil a dal tam ja kvôli tomuto záberu.
Many photographers feel that whatever they shoot, it has to be natural.
Mnoho fotografov verí tomu, že čokoľvek na fotí musí vzniknúť prirodzene.
Well, in Amsterdam, I've seen many times bicycles with flowers from people who go to the market. So I asked myself, rather than try to find that natural scene, why don't I buy the flowers and create it?
V Amsterdame videl mnoho bicyklov s kvetmi, ktoré boli takto na bicykli pripevnené, ale namiesto toho, aby čakal na nejaký taký bicykel, prečo by som si nepomohol a nepridal tam tie kvety sám?
This is my, come back. This is my daughter who's now 20, Sophie.
Bryanová dcera Sofia, ktorá už má momentálne 20 rokov.
Her and I went out on a Sunday to make stock photos. This is back in 2003. Sophie has never, ever played the violin. This is a prop.
Tento záber vznikol v roku 2003, keď sa rozhodol Bryan ísť nafotiť zábery, aby mal do databanky, a jeho dcera Sofia má to len ako pomôcku. V živote nehrala na husliach.
And this photograph proves that one does not need to make eye contact with the photographer to be effective. She's actually walking, if not running quickly, in from the field because she's afraid of all the honeybees. And as she comes in, the wind is kicking up her hair, and I was conscious enough to keep shooting.
A to je potvrdenie, že nie všetky zábery musia mať očný kontakt, aby fungovali. Výnimka potvrdzujúce pravidlo, lebo utekala, bála sa všetkých tých včiel, ktoré tam poletovali, a vlasy jej pekne poletovali, a vtedy sa mu podaril skvelý záber.
Okay. And again, we're in Provence. This is a matter of, you can't see here because behind it you have cloud and sky, blue sky, and a cloud has been behind, blocking the sun, and now the cloud is beginning to move, and as it does, you have cloud, and then you have an opening up here, which is why you have sunlight at the top. So you're anticipating this to happen, and you're ready.
Toto je záber, kedy Nevidíte to na fotografii, ale bol tam veľký mrak, ktorý sa pohyboval a práve ten mrak vytvoril ten tieň a mal možnosť ten strom a ten pás vystúpiť z tohto mraku, z tohto tieňa. Takže záber, na ktorý som predpokladal a pripravil sa na neho.
And again, the only responsibility that I can take for this photograph is I set my alarm clock for 4 o'clock in the morning.
Znova, všetko, čo za túto fotografiu mi patrí, akýkoľvek kredit, je to, že som si nastavil ráno budík o 4.
Many photographers have no trouble shooting sunsets. And I told many photographers, if you could just convince yourself to do a sunrise as well as sunsets, you will double your success. But other people say, oh no, I need my sleep. But I say to them, one day you will be asleep and never wake up. It's called death. So why not stay awake as much as possible today?
Mnoho fotografov rádo fotí západy slnka a on im vždycky vraví, prečo nefotíte aj východy slnka, a to všetci špekulujú, to je príliš skoro, ja sa potrebujem vyspať. Pre nich mám jedinú odpoveď, naspíte sa dosť v momente, ktorý sa volá, že budete mŕtvi. Tak si pomôžte a zdvojnásobte svoje množstvo záberov, ktoré môžete dosiahnuť a choďte fotiť aj ráno.
This is a photograph that you probably will never, ever have a chance to do.
To je záber, ktorý nikto z vás s strašne malou pravdepodobnosťou máte možnosť nafotiť.
The reason is because you have to lie and you have to pay somebody to make this photo.
Dôvod je ten, že musíte klamať a niekomu zaplatiť za to, aby vám spravil ten záber.
This is taken from the rooftop of a Jesuit boys' school, which the school is right above the home of the Prime Minister of Australia.
Dôvod je to, že ten záber bol nafotený zo strechy jezuitskej školy, ktorá sa nachádza priamo nad domom Prime Ministra a premiéra Austrálie. Ďakujem.
So I said to the man at the school, I knocked on the door. He was a janitor man with all his many keys. He said, can I help you? And I said, yes, I'm here to make that photo for Qantas Airlines. And he says, what are you talking about? And I said, they didn't tell you? I knew it. Yes, your boss, what's his name? Help me out, what's his name? Mike, yes, Mike. I said, Mike, I need to get over here. And he said, fine. And your name was, what's your name again? He said, Lee. I said, yeah, he said, talk to Lee. Lee will let you in.
Takže záberom si pomohol tým klamaním, že prišiel do tej školy, kde bol už len upratovač s tým zväzkom kľúčov a vraví mu, že idem nafotiť ten záber pre Qantas aerolínie. O ničom neviem, tak si pomohol, že rozprával som sa s vašim šéfom, ktorý sa volá, ako sa volá, Mike, áno, s Mikeom. A on povedal, chod tam, bude tam ten chlap, ako sa to voláte, Lee? Áno, Lee vám to všetko vybaví a pustí vás.
So he said, what time? How much time do you need? And I said, I need to shoot at the blue hour, which he didn't understand what that meant. I said, I need to be here until about 8:30. He said, no, I got to go to the movie with my girlfriend at 7:30. And I said, no, Mike said you might say that, so he said to offer you $100 if you'd stay. And he said, $100? Oh, okay, let me call my girlfriend, make sure it's okay. And so he does, and she said, fine. So then she came down, and together we made the photo. And then the next day, after I sent him a copy, he said, Mike never heard of you. Because he talked to Mike, okay?
Takže ten chlap sa ho spýta, ako dlho tam potrebujete ostať? On hovorí, že počas modrej hodinky, jemu to samozrejme nič nevravelo, tak som povedal, zhruba asi do 8:30. To nie je možné, ja musím ísť do kina, mám s priateľkou dohodnuté, že no to je presne to, čo Mike povedal, že asi poviete a povedal, že vám mám navrhnúť $100. $100, tak to zavolám priateľke, zavolal, všetko vybavil, priateľka prišla, nafotili tento krásny záber a na druhý deň, keď mu poslal ten záber, tú fotografiu, tak hovorí, že Mike vás nikdy nerozprával, neviem, čo to bolo.
All right. This is just happens to be a picture I came across in Jodhpur, India. And Yeah, it's pretty simple. The one thing I will point out is that these are red, obviously, and notice the stairway is also red. I'm not sure if that's because of this, but it was interesting nonetheless. So, that's it.
Záber, ktorý natrafil, keď sa prechádzal Jodhpur, myslím, že sa to po česky, v Indii, a proste mu to padlo, samozrejme, tie červené šľapky tam boli, a čo ešte zaujalo, že aj tie vrchy tých schodov sú takto červené zladené k tým šľapkám.
This is in Ethiopia. Oops, okay. Come back. Oh, come back. There, oh, okay. There we go. Okay. So I'm in Ethiopia, in southeast Ethiopia, and I'm in a bar. These guys at first were sitting over here. There was nobody in the window. She is actually here talking to me, and I said, would you go to the window, and can you tell those guys to sit here? And she said, sure. Guys, sit here. And they said, to hell with you. We're staying here. So I said, oh, please, and I'll buy you a beer. Boy, they came over here. So she goes in the window, and everything's perfect, and I made the photo. That's all there is to it. What I'm saying about this is that there's nothing to prevent you from doing this yourself. But more often than not, photographers will look at this scene, and they won't think, hey, should I move this here? What if I put something there? And maybe so on. Believe me, it happens all the time, even by National Geographic photographers. They don't just see a scene like this and shoot it. They create it.
Záber tento vznikol v Etiópii, na juhovýchode Etiópie. Prišiel do baru, všetko vyzeralo perfektné, ale samozrejme tí chlapi sedeli na úplne opačnej strane, v tom okne nikto nebol. A tá ženská, ktorá tam je teraz, stala v bare, sa s ním rozprávala, tak ju poprosil, prosím, nemôžeš ísť do toho okna? A ona, no samozrejme, a ešte by si mohla poprosiť tých chlapov, nech si sadnú sem. A chlapi povedal, kašľam na teba, tak on povedal, ja vám kúpim pivo, tak sa hneď presunuli v sekunde. A tak si ich tam nastavil a mal takýto skvelý záber. Chcem len podotknúť, že takéto zábery a takéto vytváranie záberov je úplne normálne a nemali by ste sa toho obávať, pomôcť si vytvoriť scénu tak, ako ju vy kreatívne vidíte. A fotia takto mnohí známi a špičkoví fotografi, ktorých pozná aj z National Geographic časopisov a podobne.
That doesn't seem to be working too well. Okay. This is just lucky. I'm shooting down a stairway in Santorini, Greece, and I said, "Oh, if I only had something happening here." And a few minutes later, there's this cat coming away, and he stops, and I thought, no, don't stop, walk. And he wouldn't walk, he stayed here. Until 20 minutes later when a dog came, then he takes off. And so I stuck around, I was patient, and got very lucky with this photo, and that's the story behind it. So.
Príbeh za touto fotografiou, že bol v Grécku na Santorini, a videl tieto krásne schody, ale proste mu tam niečo chýbalo, tak si povedal, že chvíľku tu ešte počkám, určite sa niečo stane. A čakala chvíľku na to, zbadal takú mačku, ako prišla, sa blížila, ale zastala asi 5 metrov odtiaľto a len sa na neho pozerala. A mačka, pohni sa. A mačka stála, kašľala na neho a tak tam stala asi ďalších 20 minút, až kým zrazu nedobehol ďalší pes, a tak sa mačka rozbehla a vbehla mu krásne do záberu, kde mu tá trpezlivosť pomohla, aby nafotil tento záber.
This is pretty simple. Again, Ethiopia, she was following myself and several other photographers that I was with around this little village. And she was begging to have her picture taken. And so that makes it much easier. So there was I had a chance, if my battery died, I could have replaced the battery, replaced the card. The dog just sat there like this the whole time.
Znova mal šťastie na tento záber, fotil pôvodne len tú ženu a zrazu sa v okne objavil pes, tak rýchlo